Hey everyone. Tonight, I'm sharing a real spine-chilling story from Reddit. If you love horror, hit subscribe for more terrifying tales. Now, let's dive in. Don't watch this alone. I always thought sleep paralysis was an over-exaggeration and possibly not real, until it happened to me. I moved into my grandmother's home 8 months ago since it's closer to my internship job. She lives in a cozy old house near a church with a graveyard. I could literally see the graveyard from my bedroom window. My family isn't religious at all. We're all atheists, including myself. Since retiring, my grandmother volunteers at the church, helping the homeless. The first few weeks in her home were fine. I had my own room, though it took some time to settle in and truly feel at home. At first, I slept deeply, completely exhausted. But as I adjusted, I returned to being my usual light sleeper. It started subtly, just creaks and footsteps in my room at night while I was trying to fall asleep. I brushed it off as normal house noises. Then strange things began happening. One day, I found all my books and shoes scattered across the floor. My grandmother swore she hadn't touched them. Another time, I was home alone, running a bath. But when I returned, the tub was empty, and the faucet had been turned off. I was creeped guy but dismissed it, assuming I must have made a mistake or imagined I turned it on. Then came the night it escalated. I was lying in bed, trying to drift off, when my feet slowly went numb. The sensation crept up my legs. Jerking my legs made it stop, so I'd turn to my side and fall asleep. This happened several more times, but I never thought much of it. Just a strange, fleeting feeling. Another night, after a long day out with friends, my body was heavy and sluggish with exhaustion. As I lay in bed, the numbness returned, starting with my feet. This time I didn't turn over. I drifted toward sleep instead. Suddenly I woke up completely paralyzed. I couldn't move or breathe. It felt like I was suffocating. I tried to scream, but it wasn't loud enough, and no one can hear me. Dread flooded through me. I kept my eyes shut, too terrified to open them. Then I heard a deep, inhuman laughter, telling me to relax. I felt a hard grip on my ankles, spreading my legs, and something massaging my thighs. I saw nothing, but knew whatever it was wasn't human. When I tried to open my eyes, it was blurry, dark figure. Even the street light, which normally brightens my room, didn't affect whatever this was. I screamed at the top of my lungs so loudly, and that still didn't wake up my grandma at all. I thought I was dying. I've never felt fear like that before. And yet, the next thing I knew, something warm and wet, like a tongue, was licking between my legs. It wasn't just physical. It was like energy, like vibrations coursing through my entire body. I was completely powerless until I orgasmed. It wasn't a normal sensation. It was overwhelming, consuming, a full-body experience that left my mind blank. I blinked and found myself back in bed under my covers, free to move as though nothing had happened. I tried to tell myself it was just a nightmare. That morning I felt drained, as though I hadn't slept for days. When I asked my grandma if she heard me call her, she said she didn't hear anything last night. Most nights I'd wake up paralyzed, something rearranging my body and forcing me to orgasm. One time it switched up. I woke up paralyzed again, but this time I was being penetrated from behind, and I was laying on my front. The room looked like mine, but it was larger. My bed looked different. I'm surrounded by darkness. I can't make out what's holding me. I could feel claws digging into my back, holding me in place. It was painful and scary, but it forces me to orgasm. Then I wake up in my room. In my bed, under the covers, laying on in the same position as if it never happened. That morning, feeling depleted, and I would have bad migraines. Every other night, I wake up paralyzed, with strange hands roaming my body. I'm moved around and taken. Sometimes it feels like whatever this thing is has damaged my body, if you know what I mean. When it's over and I'm free to move again, I look at my body and looks untouched. I'm left satiated and completely drained, as though I've been wrung out. I need naps during the day just to function. This has been happening for months, a few times a week. At first, I fought it, terrified. But over time, I stopped resisting. It's still scary, but I don't mind it as much anymore. I often wake up with unexplained bruises and scars on my body. I really think the house is haunted since we live next to a graveyard. I used to be an atheist, but now I'm convinced this is a demon or some kind of entity. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just let it happen and go back to sleep. I moved out 2 months ago, and it hasn't happened to me since. I even stayed with my friend for 2 weeks, and nothing happened to me. It was the same when I visited my parents for New Year's. I am glad it's over. It's nice to feel energetic and alive again. If you have had similar experiences, please share and feel free to ask questions. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. If you enjoyed this story and it sent shivers down your spine, please give this video a like. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me bring more stories like this to you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next chilling tale. Your subscription inspires me to create better and scarier content just for you. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and don't forget to watch your back. See you soon.